Hello, Internet. I'm not sure if you could tell by the really obvious and very unsubtle intro, but I just finished playing and finished the game, obviously, of Until Dawn. Now, this game is great for any of you horror loving movies. Like, if you I really love his horror movies, or I can be if they actually have some cheesiness to them that I can actually enjoy. But this game, it just has everything going for it. The gore is just, it's so repulsing to the point that when a character dies, you feel bad because you know you kind of caused that. I mean, you did cause it. The game has the whole butterfly effect thing, which kind of makes you know that you caused his death. It's your choices which led to this character's death. May it be talking wrong to someone or just moving too much. You got to learn not to move so much. But the characters in this game are really enjoyable. They really bring light to a very dark and just dark atmosphere. Right off the bat, we have Sam, cool character. Could be really crazy at the time. Nothing but to say, but she's the poster child, and she's basically the female lone survivor in this game. Of course, next up we have Chris, who I really couldn't hate on because I have a buddy who looks, acts, and is legit named Chris, and it was really hard to kill Chris in this game because it was basically like looking at my buddy Chris and being like, "See you later, bud." And letting him die because my god, I was to the point of tears. Like, jeez, it really hit me. Like, I couldn't not stand Chris. Like, that's why he had to survive in my playthrough, and I made sure he survived. Next we have Jess, Jess was an interesting case. She took the blonde bimbo airhead cliche, a lot of horror movies, and she kind of crushed it. I mean, yeah, she was kind of an airhead at certain points, but she did kind of crush it. Like, she actually showed out to be her own character. She is confident at one point. She can be inconfident, but still, she was her own character. That's much I can say. Keep going, Jess. And of course, we have Emily. Emily, you are a bitch. Like, I'm looking at her stats: intelligence, resourceful, persuasive, bullshit. Only fucking characteristic was being a bitch. A goddamn motherfucking Jesus fucking Christ bitch. She does nothing this entire game but bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch. I was this close to just letting her fucking die just so I could... Hell, I made sure she died because I couldn't stand her another minute. God damn it. Ugh. Like, it made me feel bad for the characters who had interact with her more because, jeez, I just could not stand her. Like, at all. I don't understand how anyone could. Like, I've heard people say that they think she's the best character, and I don't see how. She's a bitch. That's her only characteristic. I can literally sit here all day and name off every single exact reason why she's a bitch. But I'd be sitting here all goddamn day. So let's legit leave it at, she's a bitch. That's it. And then we move on, well, to Matt. And Matt, he was a character I thought I was going to hate at the beginning. He's the typical jock and the stereotype he took on. But as the game progressed, I don't know what was it about him, but he was the nicest. He was the less assholiest out of all the characters. And I actually grew to like him. I mean, he was a good guy. Hell, I felt bad every time he died. Because there's only like one out of like the 1,000th deaths that he gets is all not his fault. There's like one. One is his fault, but the rest is not his fault. He's just a guy who's A guy who at one point just saves his girlfriend but gets himself killed in the process. A guy who just, that's all he is. He's a guy who's just trying to survive. He's a guy that you actually really feel bad for by the end if he dies. Like, every playthrough I had, Matt died because he's too easy to kill. And that's what makes him such a great character. He's just too nice. I mean, I can't hate the guy. It's hard to find a reason to hate the guy. Anyway, I guess the best we could do is just... 'cause I can't say much for Matt. So I guess all we can do is move on. Next, of course, we have Mike. Now, Mike is another one of these stereotypical characters I thought I'd hate at first, but no, he starts off like that. But then he kind of moves into this character that, into somewhat of an Ash William kind of role, where he's the lone survivor-ish for the male side. He's a guy, him and Sam, being the first character I mentioned, is the only ones who can't really die until the last chapter. But he gets the worst of it because he can die in so many different ways. Hell, he's one of those guys that he starts off as a jock who all he wants to do is get in his girlfriend Jessica's pants. But then when she gets kidnapped and he kind of goes on this hunt trying to find her, you do feel bad for the guy, and you really want to see him find Jessica, even to the point that when he thinks she's dead, because she can die, but either way he thinks she's dead because no one can survive a drop that low. But apparently Jessica can. You see him mourning. You see him show actual, real emotions for a girl he probably wasn't even going to, end up with in the end. A girl that, at first, you kind of expected to be, a one-time fling, but in the end, it's someone he actually loves. I mean, a girl he actually loves. So he's not the, the bro type of stereotype. He kind of evolves from that. He's a guy that travels through a building full of Wendigo to save the day. And that's a guy I can respect. A guy who goes out of basically sacrifice himself and 2 fingers save himself. Next, of course, we have Ashley. Moving away from Mike, we have Ashley. Because Ashley is an interesting case. Because she's Chris's love interest. And she's the scaredy cat of the group. I mean, there's a lot of times where my ears were started to maybe bleed. I really can't tell, but they really felt like it. Because she would be screaming her head off about this or that or this or that or whatever. She does have one bitch moment that if she kind of feels betrayed by Chris, she'll, kill him. She'll have him killed. Chris would try to be running from a Wendigo, and she'll refuse to open the door, causing his head to get pulled off. But beyond that, I mean, she's actually a kind of cool character. You actually it's one of the characters that you actually feel like you want to protect, because not only is she always with Chris, which kind of leads to why when you play as Chris, traveling with her, you kind of want to protect her, but at the same time, you kind of feel bad when she dies. I mean, the only real death she only has like 2 deaths, and one of which is her own stupidity. Hate to say it, but it's her own stupidity which kind of causes the death. Okay. That's nothing what to say from Ashley, because that's what she is. Scaredy cat. Kind of bucks up, even though it's kind of sad. Her and Chris don't end up together. Watch the tapes, they don't end up together. They literally say she had no interest. Now, we really can't talk about Until Dawn characters unless we talk about the mental case himself, Josh. Josh was an interesting case on my end. I know I've said like 3 other characters were interesting in my case, but I walked into this game knowing nothing about this character, or any of the characters, or even this game, period. Because some events occurred that caused me to not really be able to get this game until about a month ago, as of this video going up, which it's definitely going to go up within a day, which is the day of me recording this video. But I knew nothing about him. And I walked in, looked at Josh, and the first thing that came across my mind was, he's the psycho. Why is he the psycho? Or there is a killer. Why is he the killer? Because he has a motive. That's why. In a lot of these films, unless they're supernatural, the killer is always someone with a motive. With his sisters, Hannah and Beth, being the ones who disappeared because of everyone else, minus Chris and Sam, because Chris was passed out next to him, and Sam was trying to stop him, he has a vendetta. Josh is also a mental case. Like, he goes batshit crazy as the game progresses. And I hate to say it, but I laughed a couple times, because his insanity was pretty fucking hilarious. Also, I felt bad for him, because you can see his mental structure fail. So there's nothing more to say beyond that, but sorry, Josh, you had to die. Now, this game had a lot of death. Like, a lot of death. Some that actually made me cringe and feel really bad for the person that got killed. Like this. And of course, like this. But then there's some that were just satisfying.
Don't do that!
I'm really sorry.
Beyond gore, though, the game had a lot of humor. The humor may be a little childish, but when the game wants to give you humor to kind of lighten up the fact that you're being chased by an ancient Native American spirit, it really came through.
Good? All good?
You guys gonna make out now?
Oh my god, totally. We're so gonna make out. No, seriously, I'm gonna go check on the cable car back on the trip. All right. See you, man. See ya. Totally pissed yourself.
Josh! What in God's name are you wearing?
I found my true calling.
Please tell me you're gonna take a vow of silence. Okay, did you at least find the thingy?
Here's our one-way ticket to the spirit realm.
And I give the game credit for that. This game is really awesome. If somehow, if you're like me, and in the year of 2017 you haven't really played this game yet, and you love horror film and love gore and just love really hilariously characters and one really bad bitch character that... Can we play the clip again?
Don't do that!
I'm really sorry.
Thank you. You'll love this game. Because it focuses on actually a really cool mechanic the game has. Simply called... How did you actually put it again, Chris?
Boom. Butterfly effect.
Good point. See, the game runs on this thing called the butterfly effect, which is basically the theory of if you walked outside, killed a butterfly, you may cause an earthquake in Japan in like 200 years. And it's actually a really interesting idea to put into a game because it's meant to say that the decisions you make at one point in the game could somehow determine the events later on. Like agreeing to go with Emily to the fire tower could cause Matt, if given the flare gun at the fire tower, to waste it, which, if you try to save her twice, will get him killed by the Wendigo. Which, of course, leads to other effects, like if you try to shoot Ashley, she'll refuse to let Chris in when he's being chased by a Wendigo, and he dies. Or just other stuff, like just every effect counts. Every effect counts. Choose to save Ashley instead of Josh. Josh will remember that, and he'll torment Chris when he comes out he's a psycho. Even though, if you've actually played the game, and if you try to choose Josh, you know it was rigged, because you can't exactly pick Josh. Because if you try to save him, it saves Ashley. Spoiler alert. But yeah, if somehow you're still in this game and you haven't looked into Until Dawn yet, do yourself a favor and play it. It's full of jump scares galore, and it scared the living hell out of me at certain points, but my god, is it fun, and there's a huge story just wrapped into it that you have to check out. Ah! Fucking Christ!
Oh, God.
Hey, whoa. Sorry there. Sorry about that, Ash. I didn't mean to scare
Jeez
you.
Louise.
What?
Oh my god, that actually hurt! Whoever made this game is sadistic. That was way too far.
Scary, sort of scary, but not like for real
Oh
scary.
my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Hey, wow. Man, I'm really sorry.
We can bang if you come back.
Light of my life?
Hun, light of my life.
Buddy,
The way he said
you in
that.
there?
This is jump scare. Ah!
Whoa! Christ! Scared the blue out of my jeans. What the hell is that doing in there anyway?
What the fuck? Mama, I just shit my pants. I didn't really, but oh my god, that got me.
Seriously? This is not funny. Oh my no.
That was so good.
No.
Wait, you have to see this.
I'm not seeing it.
Okay, this is gonna be the way.
I mean, I know it's Wendigo, but Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that thing?